Call the City of Vernon Council meeting Monday, July 21st, 2025, at 5:30 p.m. to order. Communication, please.
Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. We ask that you guide the council to make the best decisions for the city, be with the city, be with the community, be with this country, Lord, and keep us all safe. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I did move the flag back to there today. Thank you.
I'm that lunatic. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve.
A second? Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Mr. Gary, Mayor report.
There was a good bit of activity at Sting Place this weekend. Here comes one man right here, may tell us about it. Ran just brought up the situation at Sting Place. What you gonna tell us?
It was crowded this weekend.
What about the noise?
I think Friday night, Saturday night. It was pretty loud. The only time we hear it is when we step outside.
I talked to Al today, he said there was a lot of activity going by with canoes and kayaks. We'll figure something out. What will be our next step, Michelle?
So I actually received multiple messages over the weekend from folks who were concerned about activity down there. We did reach out to their attorney today. We have not received a response. So we're working on what are called requests for admissions, asking them to admit in writing that there was activity going on down there. And in the event that they claimed that these were family members, we want their names, addresses, and phone numbers so that we can contact them and question them directly. And we'll take that back into court.
Thank you. Looking at the power bill on City Hall, I talked to Chris Smith, the pastor, about the food pantry power bills. They're open to pay them, and we're trying to figure out what it is. I've got a list of all the equipment. I'll get with Tim Newsom detail. Should be able to tell you how much each piece uses. Should have that by the workshop.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gary. I thought when you told me that today, you meant Chris Pope, who's the Florida Power and Lights representative, and I was very confused when you were telling me that, so I apologize.
They got a 220 air conditioner running and what they call a cool room. It's got 4 chest freezers, 2 double door refrigerators, 3 21 cubic foot upright freezers, and another upright double door freezer. That adds up pretty good bit. But we'll find out how much it's running. And Candace is also going to go back and pull the power bill before they ever started so we can compare them. Jason may have some overtime, but he had the 5-year flush on the tank. So if you see that coming across, let them know about it. Last week, the workshop, there was that ordinance in your package in 44. Please bring that back next workshop. That's concerning all the, I'm getting complaints about vehicles parked side the road, can't get in and out the driveway. I've talked to the sheriff about it. He said, if I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna get them all. I said, well, bring it up at the workshop and give you direction from there. Talked to Dale Long this morning, generator, the SCADA system will start work on the 8/4/25 and be complete by 5/11/2026. Unless something goes wrong, they can't get a generator or not making it or whatever. This also includes the force main that's gotta be done. Be opening bids for the wells and rehab project on the 24th. Out on the sewer yard in Sprayfield, still waiting to hear from Airmont. I talked to Jimmy. If they don't call him next week, he said he's gonna give his number to us. And we need to be calling every day. So that wasn't a problem. You know, as soon as they evaluate the plant, they will get that information. And he told me that it will take him a year to a year and a half to design it. I think that's a lot farther out than any of us were thinking.
Well, we don't have that long for it to be complete according to our grant.
Correct.
It's
So we
gotta be
got-
complete next year.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have the information, you have to get it. So we may have to just ask about some, forgetting some of that. Anyway, you would complete by that time anyway. Construction and all. But, we'll just keep looking at that. Septic receiver station should be bid out in late fall. The water hose at Sean's boy's house, connecting two water hoses together. I've talked to, health department. He says you can't do it, but he couldn't find a state statute. I come up here and I looked up the ordinance. I'm gonna give a copy to the attorney after the meeting. And I'll bring it to you at the next workshop. That's all I got.
Does anybody have anything for the mayor? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gary. Attorney's report, Ms. Michelle.
My only update was on Traverse Drive, and they were taking care of that.
Thank you. Does anybody have anything for the attorney? Clerk's report, Ms. Candace.
I gave y'all the copy of the audit in here. So that was completed and turned in on time. I did receive an email that said they didn't get the 2017 or the 2020 audit. I don't know, I'll have to find out who was the auditors during those time periods so that I can get copies and submit those, because it doesn't make sense if we miss turning it in, they stop your state funds.
You said
So
2017.
that means they were turned in.
They said they did not get them in 2017 or 2020. I got that email this afternoon. But if I'll find out who the auditor was and get the information and get it submitted. Do y'all remember who the auditor was?
You'll give me just a second, I can tell you.
Yeah, I can't remember, I know, but I can't recall. that.
I was working on lead and copper this afternoon, so I did not
It
look.
was, so for the fiscal year ending in 2017,
Yeah,
it was Grimsley and Associates.
okay.
I did my usual
Right,
litigation response
right.
letter, so it should have been submitted.
I don't see how it wasn't. They stop state funds if you miss past a certain time. I think there's some kind of oversight there. But
And then, the 2020 was Brunson, Wilkerson, Dowden and Associates. And
okay,
again, I did a litigation response letter, so.
okay. Well, the clerk actually files it, so even if they do the audit report, the clerk then turns around and files it, so, or the accountant turns around and files it. So I feel like it's done, it just wasn't, it probably went to the digital and they didn't get a hard copy or something to that effect, because you have to do both. I don't know, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I will be going back to the bank tomorrow or Wednesday after the minutes are signed, so that we can get the water sewer funds to go in the account. They had to have approved minutes showing that we, actually it was a voted on thing, and Miss Carolyn got those minutes, but y'all just did those in the consent agenda. We have to change the dates that's on here for the budget. I was just super excited, I guess, to get it over with. Otherwise, Mr. Gary touched up on all the grants. I had a couple meetings last week about that. The one at the sewer plant though, I believe the finish date's September of next year. And we've already had 2 extensions, if I'm not mistaken. And that is one of the things that at every meeting, where is your engineer on this? So that, I don't know how many extensions they'll give, so hopefully Dale will get moving on that now. Once release of funds comes in, it changes the timing on what gets done. The other thing is I was supposed to meet today with the downtown grant lady, but she rescheduled it for tomorrow afternoon. So I can't give you an update on that. And then, of course, Josh messaged that he couldn't be here, but Frank's here for the Traverse report. And as y'all know, Chad resigned.
Is that all?
That is all I have.
Does anybody have anything for Ms. Candace? Public Works report, Mr. Jackson.
No, we got 2 things, you haven't covered the rest. We got the water tower, the school, it passed. Animal control, what we gonna do about it? Cause I can't do it.
I did have to call the county today about a pit bull. I don't know if they ever went out there.
He was the only licensed person we had. I was supposed to have went back then, and then Mama passed away, so I didn't go. But there's no way I can do it. I didn't ask Logan and Rusty, neither one of them want to do it. So for the time being, what do we do?
Candace, will you put that on the agenda for the workshop?
I don't know what to do about that situation. I'm just kinda, I'm in a bind right now. But besides that, we just rolling.
Does anybody have anything for Mr. Jackson? Fire department report.
I talked to Shaq this afternoon. He was unable to come, but he said that he talked to the county fire director today, and that Shaq, or someone had told him, that our ARPA funds would be out, so we wouldn't have people at the fire department here pretty soon. And he said that if we were unable to respond to calls, then our county funding would get cut, very possibly. But what I don't understand is we've always been a volunteer fire department.
Yes. For a while, like I said.
So, but Shaq's concern was not, the volunteers working during the day and not having people to respond once the paid folks are gone. So he wanted me to just mention that to y'all so that y'all were aware of that as far as when we're working on the budget.
Is that all?
Yes.
Recreation report, Ms. Nikki.
I don't really have a whole lot. Football's fixing to start up. I do want to tell y'all we've had some changes. I don't know, do y'all know Mr. Devarian Bland, Wanda Bland's husband? Since Gio, our football coordinator's left, he's kind of taken over the role as the football coordinator. I'm excited about this year. I think he'll do really, really good. He's been involved for the last 3 or 2 years that I know of for sure since I've been here. But we've had some issues with some other people who have not moved away from us. If you've moved with PYFA, you can move and play with another organization and you don't have to be released from who you're playing with. But if you have not physically moved, PYFA wants you to sign a release paper that will allow the kids to play in like the playoffs, which like with baseball, it's very confusing because baseball, it doesn't matter if you moved or if whatever, you still can't play in like what's all-stars, which is what would be playoffs. So I've talked with Devarian due to the circumstances, and it's a few people have decided to take their kids to different organizations, because they've been offered spots to coach and stuff like that. A mom has moved, so like that doesn't, but we decided that we're not going to release kids from who played with us last year. We're gonna leave it up to the PYFA board, which is the organization we play with. Just because there's been a lot of people trying to get our Vernon players, and Vernon is literally the smallest, we're the smallest group that plays in the PYFA. So just a unanimous across the whole, I guess, our league, we decided that we're not releasing players. We're gonna leave it up to PYFA to release them to play in the playoffs. They can still, a child can still play all year long, like they can still play the regular season and all of that. Like it's not, we're not saying that you can't play with somebody else or anything like that. It's just, we're gonna leave it up to PYFA as to if the kids can play with the playoffs for a different league, I guess you could say, just because there's been a lot of recruiting, and it's not just Vernon that's having this issue, it's some other surrounding counties too, and they've kind of been the same way. So we just, instead of allowing certain kids to go and do, and we just decided unanimously across the board. That way we're trying to keep Vernon to have what they need to, you know, go on further, and, you know, these kids stay here in Vernon. I mean, our main focus is to keep kids here in Vernon and give them the best that we have and all of that. So I just wanted to make y'all aware of that, but if anybody ever asks, we did decide, and we're gonna leave it up to PWAC. If, you know, if something changes in the long run, I'll make y'all aware, of course, and everything like that. We will have 3 teams this year. We'll have 5 and 6, we'll have 7 and 8, and we'll have 9 and 10. So we'll have 3 teams. We may host a playoff game, I'm not sure yet. It just all depends on if they need us to. We've hosted 2, you know, last year and the year before, so we're kind of giving everybody else a chance to step up. I don't know if they will, but Mr. Javarian's been in talks with the new football coach, Mr. Buggs, I think is his name, and he's very receptive of us still being able to use the field and use the practice field, and the guys working with our kids, and, you know, keeping the community a community. So that's all we got.
Thank you. Does anybody have anything for Ms. Nikki? All right, President's report. I don't have anything at this time. Anybody have anything for me? If not, number 1, McDaniel Associates, easy engagement letter. That's our auditor's letters in the packet.
They basically, their contract, so to speak, is time to renew. And they went up, I feel like it was about $2,000. I think they've got it respectively like $18,000 this year, $19,000 the next, and $20,000 the next. I did adjust the budget just for new numbers for y'all to play with until we have another budget workshop. I did adjust that accordingly in the budget. And that's really all I have from them. We don't think we're gonna have a single audit this year, or he doesn't, I do. So I did add a single audit into that budget as well.
So pretty much this is, it's basically the same, they just went up.
Yeah, and it was they were quite a bit under kind of going rate, so they're just trying to get it what they're charging to other municipalities.
So do I have a motion to approve McDaniel Associates?
I make one to approve.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 2, annual audit report. There's nothing we need to vote on this.
No, I just wanted y'all to have it. He wanted y'all to have it. We did make a few corrections. Today, I got that, when I got that about the missing audits, there was some things numbers that needed to be corrected. I sent that over to Garrett, and he corrected them and resubmitted it. But that's pretty much it on that.
Anybody else have anything on the audit? Number 3, millage rate and dates for the budget.
What we had previously accepted was a little too early. I just wanted to have it done. We can't do it before September 3rd. I left my calendar and I didn't bring my phone or anything in here to
September
look.
the 3rd.
We can't do it before then, but it has to be, we have to publish on a Wednesday and it has to be within 5 days.
We can do it on the 8th, but that's a workshop.
Well, what is the Wednesday before the 3rd?
October,
The 3rd is a Wednesday.
or September,
Yeah,
that's 27th of August.
Well, that's the Wednesday you want.
so it could, and then when
He said it can't.
September the 3rd is a,
Monday.
well, that's a holiday.
Is a
We need to do it the
Wednesday.
next week
It's a
because it's
Tuesday.
a holiday.
It's a Tuesday.
September the 3rd is a Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
In September.
I'm on 2026 right now.
Okay.
September the 3rd is.
It's rolling down on me.
Okay, we'll have to do it on a Monday because of our publication dates in the newspaper, so, and that's gonna be a holiday, so we'd have to do it the next following Monday, which would be what, Miss Gwen?
The
The 8th?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, we
so
wasn't gonna do it that Monday anyway. Oh, you mean before the 3rd?
That's
we
the
can't do it
holiday.
before the 3rd.
Okay, well,
Monday.
anyway, it will be the 8th, and that's our regular workshop date.
So we'll have to just do, it, just as far as, when we publish and when y'all have like your tentative dates and all that. So I'll send an updated list, but it has to be after September the 3rd. And I'll go in and change it tomorrow with the, on the trim, on the Oasis.
Cause we
board.
had it down for the 15th of September.
But we can't do our tentative, that's the final one,
Yeah,
was the
okay.
15th, so we have to start the
Okay,
process later.
Okay.
The tentative has to be after the 3rd.
Okay. So it'll be
And
the
I'll
8th.
look back at it to make sure,
It's the 8th.
okay? And that's it on that.
Number 4, updated budget to review for the workshops. Provided us with that.
Yeah.
Number 5, Hunter Park splash pad.
Several years ago, the council agreed to not charge for water for the splash pad at Hunter Park. It's finally in the process, the engineers are working on it. They need a signed letter, I have it here from Mr. Gary to sign, that says the city will not charge them for water for the splash pad.
But they can afford to do that.
So do I have a motion to approve not charging for the splash pad that's going in at Hunter Park?
The time they don't wanna pay for the water, is that what you're saying?
The city council, Vernon City Council
That agreed to.
agreed to, if they put one in, that the city would not charge them for the water.
That's what we, anyway. I make a motion to approve, we don't have a choice, we already said it.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Does anybody else have anything to say?
I had a question for council. Several, long time ago, this was brought up to me last week, so that's why I'm asking. We used to not, like if you weren't present for council, you had to be present for 2 council meetings or a workshop in the meeting to get your full salary. Since I've been here, we just pay the full salary, because that was decided when Miss O'Lean got sick, that just to, she couldn't be here, but the council decided to continue to pay her. So I was asked of me last week, what's the rules on it? Are we supposed to pay or not pay?
That's the way it used to be years ago, but I don't know if that's changed since then, and I know that there's been.
It
I
used
just
to
been
be.
paying everybody, so
They used to
if I
get
need to do it
paid.
different, I need.
If you didn't come, you didn't get
Has
paid.
that changed that you know of?
No,
It has not changed.
no. That's never been enforced as long as I've been here.
It was just agreed when Miss O'Lean was sick, I think way back when, and she continued to get paid, so
Even before Miss Arlene, there were other council members that had to be out for extended
They were
periods,
paid,
and they
yeah.
were paid.
Yeah.
So,
So
You
we'll
can't go back
continue to
on.
just, whether they're here or not here, they get paid.
I mean,
oh, well, we can't go back on
I-
it, because it's gonna, well, that's gonna be a
It
fine
wasn't,
line.
so when I was when it was asking me, I said, well, when I was the mayor, if I missed, I didn't get paid, and that was how it worked. You had to be here for a workshop and the meeting.
I
is that
remember
something
that.
you specifically instructed the clerk? as-
No, I was just not paid if I wasn't.
No, we
Here.
was not paid.
It was-
As council
That was
Yeah,
even when
that
Miss
way.
Cobb was
I-
here and I was
before
on the
you got
council.
If
here.
I took
Remember,
off,
Mr.
we didn't
Gary?
get paid. But I think if you were sick,
That's
they
why it
paid
had to be
you.
changed.
I don't
Yeah, if
know.
I missed, when we were at the old city hall, if I missed a council meeting, I didn't get paid.
No, you didn't get paid, no.
But I don't care, I'm just asking because it was asking me and now I don't know what to do.
But that's a fine line here, because if a person is sick, that's a different thing, I think. You know, if you're sick and we
Yeah,
know
there's
you're
an
sick,
illness on
we, you know, I mean, come on.
I mean, if you go back to your charter's pretty harsh about attendance,
I know.
but that's
You
never
get
been
paid.
enforced.
I need to go back and look at the old policy and I'll bring it to the next council.
It's a different time.
So everybody know what it reads and do what you want. Change it if you want to.
So I can continue to just do council as normal
Just continue.
until y'all, unless y'all instruct otherwise.
What it sounds like.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I think we pretty much know the ones that have, when somebody can't be here, why it's been an illness or like the situation with Britton or Josh, they either had to work or they've had ball.
I just
So,
want to make sure so I didn't get in trouble.
I mean, if somebody was just laying out, just to be laying
Just
out,
cause it ain't out, that's
then I
different.
would think that we would have to address it, but.
Might have a brown bag, Luke.
So,
I had to, I was bleeding. I got,
I didn't understand what you said.
it wasn't that, one more thing I forgot.
Okay.
Trey Hawkins approached me about buying some land up there where he bought from us, so he's building the ball fields. And, I think there was 5 acres there. Said he would, if the council come to an agreement, he would buy all he could. I called Jimmy to find out what kind of buffer had to be there for the wells. DEP regulates a 100-foot buffer. That was something you ought to be thinking about.
It goes way back there. It goes all the way back. I think it either butts up to Trey's land there behind the well, or
Right.
the Smith's one. I can't remember. That's a pretty good chunk of property right there we have.
Michelle, does that work that way or does that have to go out for like, bid, you
It
know?
had to be.
I didn't know it was ours for the longest time.
Do y'all have a policy on this?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Maybe we need to talk about it at the workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to research that.
Thank you, Michelle. Candace, will you put that on?
Mhm.
Does anybody else have anything? Not, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
You get your house?
Yeah.